Good morning, guys. It is Sunday. It is 57 here in Michigan. It's going to be 76 with a real feel of 64. I can live with that. Now, let's just review a little fact. There's people, Congress people all over calling for the impeachment of Trump. Okay, the standard for impeachment and removal are two different things. I do believe the removal standard is much higher and much harder to meet than the standard for impeachment. Clinton got impeached because he lied to Congress. However, he wasn't removed because they knew he was in his second term and there was no point. So, let's move on. Our first story I'm going to look at is Susan Sarandon, Pamela Anderson Roger Waters of Pink Floyd questions silence on OPCW report on the Douma attack. Okay, they are absolutely right. The mainstream media, why people like me have to come out, yell and scream and talk about this, is being silent about the attack on Douma in Syria because it doesn't show what is wanted of it. They want us to know that the attack on Douma was it was a staged event. And I actually have an assessment here that's part of the article. Susan Sarandon, Pamela Anderson Roger Waters question silence on OPCW report of Douma attack. You scroll down and there's document written in blue. It's a link to a report which I have right in front of me. I haven't had time to read it, but I will. Now, moving on to the next article. Russia successfully gets rid of US dollars. Holy shmoles, people. According to this article, Russia decreased the use of the dollar from 67.3% to 79% between 2013 and 2018. That's a 5-year period. They have dramatically reduced the use of the dollar. And the euro use has gone from 9.1% in 2013 to 17.3% in 2018. Holy smokes. This is not going to go over very well, especially when they're getting ready to meet. Now, a bonus article I'm going to include for you is about Venezuelans that live in Moscow. There's one young lady that, her name was Angie, that was kidnapped when she lived in Venezuela. I'm going to leave a link for that video. It's more of a video than an article, but it shows a different perspective of how Venezuelans in Venezuela feel about the situation and about how the ones that have had to flee feel about it. UAE supports Saudi Arabia's call for emergency summit in Mecca. Alright. From May 4th till I do believe June 4th is Ramadan, where people do their pilgrimage. Oh, excuse me. From wherever they live to Mecca. There's a big mosque there that they all go visit. Now, last weekend we seen an attack that happened. Well, here's the deal. The article, I'm going to leave you a link, shows a picture of one of the tankers, what looks like a hole that could be made with anything. Seriously, it could have been made. Who knows what it was done with. No one's taking responsibility for it. Here's the problem. Israel never takes responsibility for anything they do. Never have, never will. Not publicly, at least. So, with that, I'm going to go to my next article. Report says Israeli PM pushing Trump to attack Iran. Well, that would be Benji Netanyahu. Now, I don't doubt this, not in the least bit. And again, yes, there is a report which you can click on the hyperlink that says report, and it'll take you to the report. So, I'm inclined to believe that. I really am, for the simple reason Iran has oil. Israel has oil. They can't have a competition now. More people buy oil from Iran because they have been for years. I mean, it's just the way it is. They've been doing this. I don't think they're ever going to stop doing this. And the ideal that Benji and Trump think they can bully people is highly unlikely. Really, it was. It is very unlikely to ever happen, to be fully successful. I will give you a link to that article as well, which is what I'm doing at this moment. At this point, I think we really need to stop and think about the fact that Israel constantly antagonizes their neighbors. I mean, it's never ending. They antagonize their neighbors, so they finally push that last little button, and then they come whine and complain to us about being terrorists. Well, yeah, eventually people are going to push back. They're going to take a stand and say no more. And they should. They really should. Nobody should have to tolerate another country bullying them. I had fruit flies. Anyway, as you know, over the week there was a meeting at the United Nations with an ambassador from Venezuela and a volunteer that was at the embassy down in Washington. According to the gentleman that was the volunteer for Maduro, his group was forced to be across the street from the embassy, while the pro-Guado psychos was right in front of the embassy, Venezuelan embassy. Why? That's ridiculous. The pro-Guado should be on the other side of the road, and the pro-Maduro should be in front of it, the embassy. They have been denied food. They've been denied power. And then Monday, as you know, anybody that they could legally drag out, illegally anyway, they did. Now, my question is this. How long are countries, other sovereign countries, going to stand by and watch this? Before they finally say, you know what, no, this is wrong, it should not be happening. Because they need to ask themselves, China, Japan, South Korea, everybody that has an embassy in Washington DC, you need to ask yourself, who's next? Who's had the power cut off, food denied to them next? Who's going to have some of the personnel dragged out of their embassy next? you better ask yourselves, who's next? I will see you guys tomorrow for Missing Child Monday. And next Monday, since it's Memorial Day, I'm going to talk about some of the things my dad went through throughout my life off and on. And really give an idea of what it's like for veterans in this country. I will see you mañana.